Hi everyone, on this topic I will talk about Delta DIALink OPC UA connection with Omron NX102 PLC. System architecture will use DIALink work as OPC UA client and NX102 will be server. Come to the software setting portion. So first of all, we will create some variable in the global variable. So you can see here it will support 4 types. First one will be inputs, outputs, do not publish, and publish only. So if you define those variable with the do not publish, then you cannot see this variable from the OPC UA. Okay. Next, we will go to the built-in Ethernet IP port to set up the IP address. So this is what you can see for the Omron NX102 PLC IP address. Okay, and after that, we have go to the Opc Ui Server Setting to enable the function. So we will tick the use, and then here you can see will be some execution log. So it's up to your application. You can decide do not record or record. Okay, and then will be the security settings and the client authentication. Okay, so regarding the security settings, we can use the anonymous and the username password. So if you want to use the anonymous, basically first time when you create the function, the default will be prohibit. So you need to select the permit. Okay. And second one is if you use the username and password, please remember to add on create a new user. So example here we will create the username with a DIALink and the password will be DIALink123. So this is regarding the security settings. And one more thing, just want to remind you that if you use the anonymous, please also remember to tick the security policy with none because default this one is not selected. And next would be the client authentication because this one for the OPC UA, if you want to use the username password or use the certificate, basically you need to add on the certificate of the client or server. So here, please, you can, if you want, you can request the certificate from Delta. And you might wonder why here need to import to, because you can see the security policies actually with the basic 128 and the 256. Okay, so these two certificate is basically for the 128 and the 256, and we can add the certificate from here. Okay, but these two functions basically you must switch to online, otherwise you cannot see these two functions. After that will be the DIALink settings. So as I mentioned, this is the IP address of Omron NX102 PLC, and this is the default port for the OPC UA. Then you can scan the server name. After that, you can select the authentication with the anonymous or user. So username and password should be consistent with what you set in the SysMax Studio. Okay, and the last one would be you can add on the tag from Delta DIALink. So you can just click this one. Okay, this plus icon. Then you will see the custom and the default text. So you select the default text and then you can find this one under the objects. Now switch to the software part of Omron PLC. So first of all, this is what I mentioned is basically include these 4 type, and we define input output, publish only and do not publish. So you cannot see this. And after that, we can create a simple program. Okay, after that, we can go to the built-in Ethernet port. So this one is definitely you must set up first. And then we will go to the Opc Ui Server Settings. So, okay, so here we should take use. and then you can see this is the port number, and this one for the log is up to your application. And then we can switch online. Okay, after that we can go here and check the server status. Okay, and then we can check the security settings. So you will see here will be your username exists. So this one is actually I already created with the DIALink and DIALink 123 for the password. Next will be the client authentication. So as I mentioned here, you need to create. Okay, here you need to import these two. As I mentioned, is 128 and 256. So we import the 128 first. Okay, and then import 256. Then yes to all. So after that, we should go to the controller and transfer to controller. Then we can switch to the Delta DIALink. So here we can create. Okay, we give the name first. So like NX102, and type we select Opc Ui, and the IP address is 192.168.1.250. So we will assign this again. Then we can scan the Opc Ui. So first we will log in with the anonymous. So here we select none and then click Save Change. So you will see the indicator become light blue. That means already established the connection. Then we can click this Add New. So you can see here is for the default text. And then we can go to Objects and then select the new controllers, and then you will see this is the global variable. So we can select this. Okay, so you can see this be the variable that creates in the 6Max Studio. And then we will switch to the program portion. So you can see we will use the EIP test, and then you can see here we have two data with the test in and test out. So we will assign the value from DIALink. So example, this one we give 11, and now we give the 22. Okay, and then here we give the condition EIP test, this one to true. Okay, so you will see now the EIPR that changed its status to true, and then we can check the value over here. Then back to the array, here we actually define 200. So you can see with a lot of zero show over here. So you can also use the DIALink to change the value of this variable. So that's all for today's topic. Thank you.